Chương trình này được bảo trợ bởi
Family Joy, tổ ấm y tế của mọi gia đình, 714 898 0765.
Welcome back to the OC Health and Education Show on Little Saigon TV. Happy New Year's, everybody. We're here to talk to the current mayor of Santa Ana, Vicente Sarmiento, but also looking at the year ahead in 2023, what we're hoping for, and also, you know, for being the Orange County Supervisor elect, there's going to be so many changes in your life. Can you let me know to you what that means, like in your transition from being mayor now representing even a larger population of our Orange County community?
Yeah, there will be a transition because being mayor of a large city, you're only responsible for those needs in that particular city. This newly drawn supervisorial district includes all of Santa Ana, which I'll be blessed to continue representing, but it also includes parts of Garden Grove, right. You know, the eastern parts of Garden Grove, West Tustin, West Orange, and a large part of Anaheim. So it will be incorporating the needs that those communities have that I'm not as familiar with, but I am very interested to learn. And I think with Garden Grove, what I feel really fortunate about is that we have such a large, really passionate community from the Vietnamese community that reside in there. We have about 30,000 residents, and they've been, you know, it's been my honor to represent them. And I know we've worked together on things having to do with the temples, having to do with just, you know, access to information for business development. And I think it's been, you know, something that for me has been one of the honors to represent the Vietnamese community at the City Council, because as immigrants, as an immigrant myself, that was the one commonality between the Vietnamese community right. and the Latino community that we all shared, that we came here to this country with hopes, with dreams and aspirations. And I think that's something that binds us forever.
Well, thank you. I mean, I'm excited to see what the new year brings, because, you know, the new year brings a lot of hope. And, you know, when you look at what a beautiful place that we live in, and being more neighborly, I think that it brings so many people together. I think as you expand your reach and your representation, I'm excited because, you know, just before the commercial break, we talk about even, you know, the insight you have in the disability world that I'm so entrenched in. And, you know, for me, I advocate and I outreach so much to the Vietnamese community that I feel like a lot of times culturally, we don't know how to voice our opinion. And we're trying to figure out what our boundaries are as how we can reach out to our elected officials, and also making sure that our needs of the community is heard. So I just want to say thank you for being a good listener and being open and available so we can learn more about your ability and your availability to help the community. Julie muốn cảm ơn quý vị. Hôm nay Julie có thời gian nói chuyện với Vicente Sarmiento. Vicente Sarmiento nói là hiện tại là đại diện cho thành phố Santa Ana, mà trong năm tới đó là trong cái New Year sẽ đại diện cho Orange County Supervisor. Is it District 2?
District 2.
District 2. Đó là include là thành phố Santa Ana, hết thành phố Santa Ana, thành phố Garden Grove, thêm Tustin với mấy cái thành phố gần đó. Vicente nói đó là Vicente hân hạnh muốn đại diện cho nhiều người Việt Nam hơn. Tại trong thành phố Garden Grove mình biết là có rất nhiều người Việt Nam ở thành phố Tustin với Garden Grove. Mình hy vọng trong cái tương lai mình có nhiều cái thời gian gặp Vicente để cho mình nói về cái khó khăn của cộng đồng Việt Nam của mình, với mình làm sao mình có cái sự giúp đỡ của Vicente với trong cái tương lai. Julie đại diện cho rất nhiều em về gia đình mà có em khuyết tật, thì hy vọng mình sẽ có nhiều cái thời gian gặp nhau với hợp tác nhau hơn. You know, I was just saying that, you know, as we represent so many people and we have so much passion in the community, the future of the community is just so open. We don't know exactly what to expect, but I'm always hopeful that there will be an open dialogue and a mutual respect as we move forward. As you see the future in the new year, are you concerned about the balance between family and work and life? Because, you know, a lot of us as providers, we have such a hard time because we're so passionate about what we do. And, you know, the segment before, I mean, the show before, we were talking about the importance of men's mental health and of just mental health altogether. But, you know, I'm always, you know, pushing and advocating for the mental wellness of our leaders, of our providers, of our first responders. How have you been able to balance work, life, and your mental wellness?
So that is a very tricky question and a very difficult one. And I think I've been blessed to have a family that's given me the space to be able to use them as a support network. And I think that that's been the beauty of having a wife who's really strong. She's a lawyer herself. I'm a lawyer as well. And we have 3 kids that are just very, very resilient because, as you know, mental health was really highlighted during the pandemic because we know that children especially being locked down is not a natural condition for them to experience. So we know that in our family we saw the anxiety, we saw the fatigue, but I think that's the hope that I have going into 2023 and beyond, is that those lived experiences as a parent of young people that saw these were difficult times, I'm hoping that those lived experiences I'll bring to the table and make sure that, mental health is not going to go away even though the pandemic is gone. Behavioral conditions, cognitive conditions, and psychological trauma doesn't go away overnight. And it is a process. And I think for us, we're blessed to live in a county that's so affluent. We just need to make sure that we couple those resources and meet people where they are and make sure that we find those communities. And many immigrant communities are not good at dealing with the stigma of talking about mental wellness and mental health. So I know in the Latino community it's very pervasive. People don't like to talk about it, and those are the barriers that we have to break down. And I'm probably sure that that happens in the Vietnamese community as well. So it takes people who are compassionate. It takes people to be assertive, to say no. We have to have these conversations. So I really appreciate what you do, Julie, and I'm hoping I can lean on many other technical people that have that skill set that I can lean on.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for reminding us that, mental healthness actually really starts at home. Having that really strong foundation. I'm so glad that you're able to share with us that you have a very supportive wife and children who maintains healthy during the process and staying strong together. Hôm nay Julie có thời gian nói chuyện với Vicente Sarmiento. Vicente nhắc nhở quý vị đó là sức khỏe tâm thần là quan trọng nhất, là mình phải có cái sức mạnh trong gia đình của mình. Vicente nói là có một cái vợ là làm trong giáo dục đặc biệt thì hiểu về cái sức khỏe tâm thần quan trọng lắm, mà quan trọng nhất là mình phải make sure là con của mình, gia đình của mình có sức khỏe, mình mới được làm rất nhiều việc trong cộng đồng. Giống như Julie luôn luôn chia sẻ với quý vị, sức khỏe tâm thần của Julie là quan trọng là tại Julie làm rất nhiều việc trong cộng đồng. Mà phải nhớ luôn luôn bữa nay mình có khỏe không, mình có đi làm được không, cho nên mình không có khỏe mình đừng có ngại nghỉ một ngày, tại cái nghỉ đó là quan trọng lắm. Vicente nói là trong mùa Covid rất nhiều người có khó khăn về sức khỏe tâm thần, mà cái hy vọng của ảnh là trong cái tương lai as a Orange County Supervisor sẽ tìm được nhiều tiền để cho nhiều cái resources để cho giúp cho cộng đồng của mình. Giống như gia đình Latino hay gia đình người Việt Nam của mình có thể không có muốn nói về sức khỏe tâm thần, mà trong cái tương lai hy vọng mình có nhiều cái chương trình về nhiều dịch vụ để cho giúp cho cộng đồng của mình hơn. The future of what we can do with our community, especially our minority community, is making sure that we open up this dialogue. And, as we talk about it, is that there's so much stigma with mental health. But I think when we all know, especially with COVID, it kind of leveled the playing field because everybody was struggling. Everybody was having a hard time. It's a double-edged sword, but one thing I love about the pandemic, it allowed all of us to talk about not being okay or not being well. And we kind of normalize that, So moving forward in the new year, I wish you, your family, so much health and happiness and that balance, because I think that's what we as leaders do, that we forget sometimes ourselves. But I'm so happy to hear that you're well-grounded within your family and as you serve the community in the future.
Yeah, I'm so fortunate because my commute will be very short. The change will be very short because literally the where the county board meets is across the street from Santa Ana City Hall. So I will literally be crossing the street to, to our new offices. But that aside, I think that, it is very important when somebody is going to govern and they live where they govern. I have tremendous respect for, congressional people, congressional representatives and legislative representatives that have to go to Sacramento and Washington. But I think that we're extremely blessed to be able to live and govern where we are. So you know, that's one of the hopes, that I'll be able to see the issues with my own pair of eyes and be able to be right at the heart of where the needs are.
Well, thank you so much for being here, and we'll continue the conversation after the commercial break. Julie, một lần nữa muốn cảm ơn quý vị khán giả của Little Saigon TV. Sau vòng quảng cáo, chúng tôi sẽ tiếp tục nói chuyện với Mayor thị trưởng Vicente Sarmiento. Cảm ơn quý vị khán giả của Little Saigon TV.